By now, many of you are likely familiar with the bully victim trope. It is a pretty popular romance trope, and it isn't unique to just smutty Wattpad stories or controversial fanfiction. Oh no, Hollywood digs it, and you might have even seen it in some of your favorite childhood shows. So, why is it so popular? Does it have negative effects on how people view abuse in relationships? Is it wrong for people to enjoy it? These are questions I'll be exploring in today's video, so sit back, relax, and please watch me ramble. So, first question. Why is it so popular? I think one of the reasons is because it's an extension of another trope, enemies to lovers, which has to be one of, if not, the most popular trope in fiction. Even I am a sucker for it. The reason why most people like the enemies to lovers trope is because there's conflict, tension, and witty banter. Conflict is very important for any story, as it causes anticipation in the reader, making them anxious to read or watch more. Another reason why many people love the trope is because it shows the flaws of the characters. They aren't perfect, so it makes them feel more relatable, and it makes us, the viewers, want to see them grow and become more mature people, and end up settling their differences and appreciating each other's good features. The enemies to lovers trope has two close relatives, rivals to lovers and the bully victim dynamic that is the main focus of this video. Rivals to lovers usually involve less personal animosity. It's more about competition. The characters don't fight because they dislike certain things about the other. They fight because they both want the same job or they are from rival kingdoms, etc. The bully victim trope, however, is a more toxic extension of enemies to lovers and can range from humiliation to attempted murder. Yet, many of us have encountered this trope early on in our favorite childhood shows. This brings me to the second question. Does it have negative effects on how people view abuse in relationships? Now, before I answer this question, using Duolingo actually worked! Now I am fluent in French, si, or regarde. J'ai eu beaucoup de styles artistiques différents au fil des ans, mais pour l'instant, j'en ai 5. Mon style semi-réaliste, mon style cartoon, mon style entre semi-réaliste et cartoony que j'appelle l'hybride, et mon style MIPS. Cependant, l'une de mes amies artistes dans Thank you, Greenbird, for all those creepy widgets keeping me in check to start a lesson, and your persistent emails. But wait, I can speak Spanish too. Estilos de arte. Pero ahora quiero iniciar una serie webtoon y no puedo usar el semi-realista ni el híbrido porque voy a tener que representar mucho. Así que no sería capaz de hacerlo más allá de un capítulo. Okay, I lied. That wasn't me. Except it kind of was. Thanks to Rask AI, I can translate my videos into multiple languages. And you can too by clicking the link in my description and pinned comment. The process is very quick and simple. All you have to do is click my link, then make an account with Rask AI. You can upload 3 1-minute long videos for free as a start. But for more features, it's best to pick a plan. Once you've done that, upload the video you want to translate. You can upload it from your computer directly, or you can paste its link from YouTube or Google Drive. You can change your project name and select the number of speakers, but it's best if you leave it on auto detect. The same goes for original language. Then select the language you want to translate it to. If you want, you can upload your own subtitles. After it's finished translating it, you can see the text of what it's translated, and you can edit it if you want. But if you're happy with the results, you can download it. I'm showing you the free trial, so what I can download is limited. And voila! That's it. Now back to the video. When I was younger, I was obsessed with the Loud House. Fortunately, I avoided its toxic fan base. But anyway, I recall many of its episodes vividly, including Heavy Metal. If you don't remember or haven't watched that episode, here is a brief summary. In the episode, Lincoln is being bullied at school and tries his best to hide it from his sisters since they always meddle in his business. But he fails to keep it away from them and they are enraged. They try to help him fight back against the bully until they find out the bully is not a boy like they assumed, but a girl. Then they do a whole 180 and gush about it. They tell him that when a girl bullies a boy, it means she likes him. At first, Lincoln thinks that's crazy, rightfully so, but then he starts to believe them and decides to listen to their advice, which is to kiss her. And when he does, it doesn't end well. And you would think this was where it ends, showing that a bully is a bully. But no, the episode ends with his sisters being right. It's a little concerning to me how much media like this make me believe bullying someone meant liking them. Thankfully, I never bullied anyone I liked, but it's still crazy how I truly believed when I was little that bullying is another way of affection. So I'm not going to say every kid who grew up watching this trope would bully people they like, because you must already have abusive tendencies within you to want to act on them. What I'm saying is this can make abusers justify their actions as love and make others, including the victims, believe it truly is. Plus, it can also make people delusional. Some examples of how people usually justify it is by saying,
yeah, the bully hits them and treats them like trash, but they actually love them because one time they gave the victim a blanket when they were cold, or
yada yada. It's very concerning how some fans would excuse the abuse of the love interest because they showed affection a few times. Because so many abusers would hurt their victims, then shower them with affection afterwards so that their victim won't leave them, and would eventually normalize their behavior because they would feel, oh well, they do this for me, so they must love me even though they beat the hell out of me. That's why I really like the portrayal of abuse in Beyond the Veil. In the show, one of the main characters, Badria, got married to a rich man named Sadiq. While he was courting her, he had a few red flags. He was very controlling and didn't like listening to her, but he would quickly hide his toxicity with gifts and romantic gestures. But once they got married, like on the same day they got married, he started abusing her. Badria became a shell of her former more vibrant self after spending 6 months in the marriage. Every time Sadiq would hurt her, he would always give her a gift and tell her he loves her, but she made him hit her. Thankfully, the other characters could differentiate between abuse and love, like even Zizi, Badria's half-sister, who she has a complicated relationship with, fully supported and stood up for her. A common thing I see writers of this trope do to justify the actions of the bully is giving them a tragic backstory, and I find that really annoying. Yes, you can have a character that does bad things because of their bad past, but don't try to make their actions excusable because of their trauma. Sangu had a terrible childhood. His mother was a monster, but the writer still made it very clear he's still a terrible person who did terrible things. Even his mother had mental issues, but she's still a disgusting human being. Absolutely vile. She definitely wins the award of the worst mother in fictional history. Goodness gracious. I had a conversation with some of my male schoolmates about boarding schools, and they talked about how they were bullied in their former schools by their seniors. But once they became seniors themselves, they went ahead to repeat the cycle and bully their juniors. And they weren't remorseful about it. Instead, they were all proud of themselves for being able to finally be in a position of power and take out the years of torture they endured onto their innocent juniors. I told them bluntly to their faces that it was borderline sociopathic behavior. Unlike psychopaths, sociopaths aren't born, they're made. But if a sociopath committed murder, their trauma isn't enough to excuse what they did. That's why I love Pyramid Game. Harren, sorry if I pronounced her name wrong, had a bad past, and she uses that to excuse her actions. But she gets humbled by the MC that she has no excuse for bullying anyone. You can't choose how people treat you, but you can choose how you treat others. I also think that some of the people who normalize this trope don't understand the difference between teasing and bullying. According to the Cambridge Dictionary, bullying is the behavior of a person who hurts or frightens someone smaller or less powerful, often forcing that person to do something they don't want to do. A bully is a person who habitually seeks to harm or intimidate those whom they perceive as vulnerable, while teasing means making fun of or attempting to provoke someone in a playful way. Personally, when I like someone, I like to tease them, though I guess I like teasing people I'm close to in general. But the point is, I tease them, I mess with them, I do not punch them in the face or cause them any physical or emotional pain. That is not normal. Why would anyone intentionally hurt someone they supposedly like? In some of the stories I've seen with the bully ex-victim trope, the bully doesn't actually bully them, they just tease them. I even went on Character AI for this video to talk to some bully characters and they all just teased me. So I think when some people tell kids that when someone bullies them they like them, they believe that the bullying is teasing. Now their assumption could be caused from them not understanding the difference between bullying and teasing, as I've already mentioned, or they believe the kid is misunderstanding the teasing for bullying, because sometimes people aren't so good at reading emotions and may not enjoy teasing and find it more hurtful than playful. Now, I believe I have established that bullying and love are not synonymous, but is it wrong for people to enjoy it? I made a video not too long ago about headcanons. In a section of it, I briefly talked about my opinion on pro-shipping and how I found ships that supported ships of minors and adults, abusers and victims, animals and humans, etc. to be disgusting. But a comment on it told me that my opinion of those ships are justified, but there are gray areas when it comes to those kind of ships, and I think they are sort of right. I might make a video about pro-shipping in general sometime, but for now, I will expand more on those gray areas and abusers and victims for this video. Now, when I first said that I find ships of abusers and victims disgusting, I meant when people fetish the abuse itself, not when the abuser has truly redeemed himself. For example, a ship of Angel Dust and Valentino. But for anyone who does fetish abuse, I am not going to shame you, as I have now changed my mind on that. I would still find it super disrespectful to ship characters in both media and from small creators that represent victims of abuse with their abusers. But I do think if you enjoy, for example, writing and or reading Wattpad books where the MC is being abused by their love interest, you do you. As long as you fully acknowledge that morally it's wrong and it's only for entertainment purposes, and not in support of real-life abuse. Also, if you're wondering if I think this also applies to people who fetish minors and animals, no, this doesn't apply to them at all. Like I said before, I might make an entirely different video about that. So in my opinion, I don't think it's wrong for people to enjoy the bully ex-victim dynamic as long as it's not to justify real-life abuse. When I read stories that use the trope but try to seem more moral, like they aren't fetishing the abuse itself, they tend to feel repetitive. They usually go like this. I beat you up and told you no one would ever love you because I love you.
Oh my god, since it was because you love me, that totally means we can sweep away all the years of torture you put me through. Now, let's kiss.
Like, no. If someone bullies me then confesses to me, you'll be lucky if I give you a simple rejection because I will call a psychiatrist or something because you need help. The MCs are usually too willing to forgive them, maybe because most times they're portrayed as pushovers, so most times the bully's forgiveness feels undeserved. But there are actually cases where this dynamic is executed well, so I guess these are the gray areas. The first example is a manhwa I read. The dynamic was with the side couple, the MC's friend whose name I have forgotten, because I haven't read it in like a year now, or more, or less, I don't know. It's on Bilibili Comics, and the wait time for each episode is super frustrating. So I ended up dropping the app, which meant I dropped the story. But anyway, from what I remember, the trope was handled well with this side couple. So the friend liked this popular guy at their school, but the popular guy bullied them. I think in one chapter the bully beat the friend up with his gang or something. But anyway, gradually the bully fell for the friend and so stopped bullying them to confess. Usually once the bully confesses, the victim forgives them and they get together. But thankfully, this story was different. The friend had become super traumatized from all the assault they endured, so the friend rejected him, and I remember feeling so satisfied by that. Like everyone in the comment section was super satisfied by that. I think we were all celebrating or something. But anyway, after they graduated from high school, the friend and the bully didn't reunite until after university, when they were working in the MC's boyfriend's company or something. I don't remember so much, but anyway, the friend had moved on and was in a relationship, but the bully was still in love with the friend. The bully had dramatically changed since high school. He was no longer a toxic little psychopath, and he treated the friend a whole lot better, and the friend's boyfriend was a piece of trash, so the bully did look even better compared to him. So what I liked about it was that the bully didn't get to be with the victim until he truly changed, and even when he first realized his faults and confessed to the victim in high school, he got rejected, because that's what he deserved. His actions were fully acknowledged, they weren't swept under the carpet once he told the victim, I love you. And the second example is another manhwa I read, on the same app and dropped, because I hate Bilibili's interface. My god. Anyway, it was like one of those isekai animes. The MC was trapped in a novel as a villainess and her job was to bully the MC of the story. But she always tried to cheat the system so she doesn't hurt the MC, and a lot of times it worked, especially since the MC ended up falling for her, so it goes with whatever the villainess says, but sometimes it didn't work so she ends up getting shocked and going through a lot of pain. I can't say the rest of this story because like I said before, I didn't finish it, so I don't know. I don't know what happened to the villainess and MC. unfortunately. But those were two quick examples of the trope done well. I don't know how to end this video, so thank you for staying this long. Please like and subscribe to become a Mipsy. It has been scientifically proven that when you become one, good things happen to you. Don't believe me? Try it right now.